Alright, what's up guys? It is about 5:30 in the evening. I'm sitting at a Pilot here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I've got to be up at about 2 in the morning. I got a load picking up out of Dodge City, Kansas. And it's going to somewhere in Pennsylvania, I forget, and I don't feel like looking right now. But I decided to go ahead and make a quick video. I had a question about as far as leasing at TransAm, do they give you a fuel card to use, and also do they give advances? And the answer to that is yes. On both of those, they do give advances, and you do get a fuel card. With that being said, I'll kind of get into both of those subjects separately. The fuel card that they give you it's an EFS card. TransAm up there at the top. I'm trying not to give away my card number. Owner operator. I'm not an owner operator, I'm a lease operator. That's just the card that they give to all of their independent contractors. This is what you'll use to fuel. If you pay for fuel on your own, or if you use their card to fuel, which I highly recommend that you do. I saw one video, well, I've seen a few videos actually, of people talking about saving up money and paying for the fuel on your own, which you can do. And for some reason they think that you'll make more money that way. And yes, it's true. On paper it'll show that you're making more money. In reality though, you're not. You're actually losing money. The way that TransAm does it, TransAm only fuels at Flying J's and Pilots for the most part. There is a TA there in Rockwall, which is literally, I think, half a mile from our terminal there in Rockwall. So you'll use that if you're ever in that area. That's usually where they will send you. If you're a company driver, you already get fuel solutions for each load. Now, if you're leasing or if you bring your own truck here and you're straight up owner operator, you can fuel wherever you want. You can pay, it's $3 a week that they take out if you sign up for their fuel solutions. And what the fuel solution does is, whenever you get done with a load, or like I'm sitting here right now, I could send in a macro on our unit in the truck to update my fuel level, where my fuel level sits right now. And then what that'll do is, based on the trip that I have coming up, they'll tell me where to fuel, how much fuel to get at each stop to get the best savings. And one good thing about TransAm is, and a lot of people fail to realize this, the people that pay out of pocket for fuel. Okay, so let me hit on the people that pay for fuel out of pocket, because I've seen a few videos where people are doing this. Yes, if you pay for fuel out of pocket, the fuel is not coming out of your settlement. So in reality, let's just say, and these are not exact numbers, I'm going to keep it pretty simple though for the mathematical aspect of it, just to keep it easy. Let's say you spend $500 of fuel, or $500 a week in fuel. I'm so tired. $500 a week in fuel. Okay, let's say you're using your own money to do that. So when you get your settlement back, that $500 that you would have spent using their card didn't come out of your settlement. So, for example, let's say your settlement is $2,500. Yes, you made $2,500 that week, but you still have to take into account the money that you spent. You're not making a $2,500 profit. If you spent $500 out of your own pocket, you're still only making a $2,000 profit. Okay? So that's where a lot of people are going wrong. They're making videos like that. People are listening. They're not thinking, though, you've got to take into consideration what you spend on fuel a week, no matter if you're using their card and it automatically comes out of your settlement, or if you're using your own money out of your pocket. That's still money that you are losing that week to make money. So you're not making a $2,500 profit. In reality, you're only making a $2,000 profit. It's just that $500 that you spent on fuel isn't coming out of your settlement, so it's not going to show on your settlement. With that being said, one beautiful thing about TransAm that I love, and I've looked, I might make another video later and actually pull out receipts and somehow get a picture of my settlement and see if I can prove it to you guys. But I'm not gonna lie to anybody on here. First of all, the $2,000 profit a week, that was just a random number. Don't come to TransAm thinking that you're gonna make $2,000 a week. You're not. With that being said, like, you know, I've got a little girl at home. I've got bills at home. I'm able to take care of that, you know, everything I need to at home and still be comfortable. So you're not going to make a lot of money at TransAm, but it's not the worst company out there if you put in the work. So, TransAm. Now, as a lease operator, I can fuel wherever I choose to fuel. I'll fuel up at Love's. Like, I think their showers on their card last like once a month, so I usually will get at least 50 gallons a month at Love's just to get one shower. And then that way, if I ever have to stop at a Love's, you know, it's helped me in the past. I've had to stop at a Love's before just because that was my only option. And then boom, guess what? I've got a shower at Love's. As a lease operator, you can fuel wherever you want. TA Petro. I've fueled quite a bit at mom and pop truck stops before that take EFS. Just because sometimes I don't completely follow their fuel solutions. But if you do follow their fuel solutions, TransAm uses primarily Flying J and Pilot. As I said before, my phone fell. We're going to keep it going though. I still haven't found a good way to set my phone up at all ever. Okay. So primarily Flying J and Pilot. So, and I'm going to run numbers, and these are just hypothetical numbers. Like I said, I'm going to keep it try to keep it simple, just so the math is a little bit easier. Let's say I go to a Flying J that TransAm sends me in a fuel solution, and let's say I'm a fill up. Okay, me filling up cost me on the pump $300. But let's say TransAm is getting so many cents off of every gallon. Let's say that in total it adds up to $50 worth of savings. TransAm then, looking out for their lease operators and owner operators, any savings that TransAm gets at the pump, they pass on to us. And like I said, I've got to keep my receipts every time I fuel for tax purposes. It is a tax write-off. TransAm lets you write off all of your own stuff. There's some companies out there that don't. They write them off for you. TransAm has nothing to do with that. I've actually got an accountant that she's there in orientation. She had nothing to do with TransAm though. She's strictly there. If you want to use her, I use her. I pay her every week. At the end of the month, I send her all my shit, my receipts and stuff like that. She gets all that taken care of. She has nothing to do with TransAm. TransAm allows you to write off all of your own expenses. You take care of all your taxes at the end of the year. Like I said, I've heard of companies not letting you write, they write all your stuff off. I don't know exactly what that means. I've never been through that. I've just heard that. That's been a question that I've gotten a few times. Do they allow you to write your own stuff off? Yes, they do. So, like I said, I've got to keep my receipts to keep up with that. And at the end of the week on your settlement, let's see, you get paid on Fridays, every Friday. So from Thursday at midnight, so technically Friday morning at midnight starts a new week until Thursday at midnight. So all the miles you run then are for that week. Friday to Thursday night, basically. Friday morning to Thursday at midnight, basically. So I've looked at my fuel receipts for the week of where I fueled, and on your settlement it breaks it down, each fuel stop, it breaks everything down category by category to the T, so you can see, okay, I put this much in my truck. The receipt says, for example, it's saying I pumped $300 worth of fuel. Only $250 was coming out, though, because of the savings that TransAm received at that pump, they pass on to us. And a lot of people don't understand that. You don't get those savings, though, unless you use their fuel card. So that is why, going back to me saying, if you pay for out of pocket in the long run, you're losing money. Well, in actuality, you are. You're not getting any of the savings that TransAm would get at the pump unless you use their card, because how is Pilot or Flying J, how are they going to know that you're with TransAm if you're paying out of pocket? If you use their fuel card, any of the savings TransAm gets, TransAm passes it on to us. And I mean, it's as simple as that. So in the long run, you save a lot of money. A lot of money. That $3 a week that you pay for fuel solutions, well worth it, because in reality, the first time that you fuel each week, you get back that $3 and then some. And then the rest of the week, you're just making money off of. It's $3 a week. And you save so much money on it. And like I said, I have no reason to lie to anybody. TransAm is not paying me to make videos. I'm not a recruiter with TransAm. Like I said, I've got 6 months left, and then I'm going elsewhere. I'm going to try and go local. TransAm's been good to me, so I'm going to put out truthful information about TransAm. And, hopefully it'll clear the air of all the negativity that's out. So, yeah. You fuel $300, in reality you only got like $250. And like I said, that's an example. Just trying to keep the math simple. So that's enough of that, man. Yeah, they give you a fuel card. My advice is use it. My other piece of advice is the $3 a week for the fuel solution. Pay it, because the first time that you fuel up for the week, you're saving $3 plus for sure. And there's a lot. To be honest with you, like I said, I'm supposed to be going on the 10th to sign another lease, and I might not pay for the fuel solution just because you run so much of the same area with TransAm. I have anyways. You kind of get a feel for where you're going to fuel up. Like, oh, I'm going through this city. I know that they would have me stop here to fuel, because that's where I stop every single time to fuel. So, I don't know. That's something I got to think about. I might not do it. I probably will, though, because, I've been a witness to it does save you a lot of money. So, yeah, that's for the fuel. As far as the advances go, they do give you advances. You can go, if you're leasing, you can go straight to leasing. You can send leasing a message directly and ask them for money. I don't know if they have like a cap of how much they'll give you. I'm not quite sure. I've never asked what it is. I've never needed money like that. The most I've ever needed, I've asked for $30 one time. And that was just for some personal things at home. I mean, let's be honest. I don't care what company you go to, every single week is not going to be perfect. So yes, there has been a time where I've had to ask for $30. And they didn't say anything to me about that. The only thing with that though is leasing is only in Monday through Friday. They're not there on the weekends. So if you needed money on the weekends, the only thing that your driver managers can do is $15 a day maximum. $15 a day, that's it, unless you go straight to leasing. But anybody else at TransAm, if you ask for money in advance, the most that they can do is $15 a day. With that being said though too, you get $50 advance allotted to you every Tuesday. It goes onto your card. So whenever you fuel or whatever, it'll ask you if you want $0 to $50 advance. You can skip it. I always skip it. I try my best to completely steer clear of advances. That's your best bet. That's what gets a lot of people into hot water too. Is constant every week snatching that $50 out when you don't really need it. That shit adds up, because that $50 and then whatever you get in advance for it obviously comes out of your settlement. So every Tuesday morning you get a $50 advance on your card.